going with him. It's Desert Orchid and Sabin DuLoir as they come down to this first of 19 fences. They both jumped it well. Remittance man's over in third, the fellow wide in the red jacket four, Toby Tobias, Docklands Express, the yellow cap the rail, Foyle Fisherman wide, and Nortons Coin over the second, and Sabin DuLoir reached for it, attacks it, but Des is going well in second, a length and a half back to Remittance man in third. Then Docklands Express the rail, followed by Toby Tobias, and they swing right-handed and make their way down towards fence number 3. And as they do so, it's Sabin DuLoir. It doesn't look to be a suicidal pace, but certainly fast enough. Sabin DuLoir leading. From Desert Orchid in second and Remittance man third, and then behind these Docklands Express and Toby Tobias, with Norton's Coin on the inside of the fellow and Foyle Fisherman out the back. And they've gone through the first half mile and come down towards fence number 3. This is a plain fence coming to it, and Desert Orchid has taken Sabin DuLoir, and Desert Orchid takes him on. Sabin DuLoir's on the outside. This is the second ditch, and they come down towards the fourth. This is coming to it. Desert Orchid on the inside. Doesn't he jump it brilliantly from Sabin DuLoir on the outer, and then behind these Remittance man and Docklands Express and Toby Tobias, and wide is the fellow, a length and a half back to Norton's Coin, 5 back to Foyle Fisherman, and they close into the fifth. And Sabin DuLoir has gone to take on Desert Orchid, and Sabin DuLoir regains the lead. Cat and mouse is great race, come down towards the sixth, and it's Sabin DuLoir in the lead. From Desert Orchid in second, over 1-2, Remittance man and Toby Tobias 3-4, Docklands Express the fellow Norton's Coin, a gap to Foyle Fisherman, and they race through the first mile. And it's Sabin DuLoir in the lead. Bowling along in front, Peter Scudamore taking the game to Desert Orchid, and Richard Dunwoody in second. And then comes Remittance man in third, followed by Docklands Express and Toby Tobias. And then Norton's Coin, the rail and the fellow, and the back marker is Foyle Fisherman, and they've gone through the first mile. And they come down towards the seventh, and it's Sabin DuLoir leading. Sabin DuLoir from Desert Orchid on the inside, and a great jump by the grey. And Foyle Fisherman is the faller there. Foyle Fisherman is out of the race. Horse and Jockey okay, and they come down towards the eighth. And at the eighth, it's Desert Orchid in second place to Sabin DuLoir. Desert Orchid in second to Sabin DuLoir. Remittance man's going third. This is our view from the inside, and with a circuit to go, the crowd are already going wild, and they've only got the ninth fence. This is it, Sabin DuLoir. Remittance man jumps well, and Desert Orchid on the inside is third. Then Toby Tobias and Docklands Express, and Norton's Coin and the fellow. And a tremendous round of applause from the crowd with a circuit to go, and they race away to the 10th, and it's Sabin DuLoir leading, Desert Orchid on the inside, and there's not that much choose between all of them, and they head away to the water jump for the first and only time, and it's Desert Orchid and Sabin DuLoir leading. But the pace steady. Sabin DuLoir comes to take the water from Desert Orchid and Remittance man, and they're all over the water, and the fellow is getting closer, and then Norton's Coin. And then behind these, Toby Tobias, and there is Declan Murphy, none the worse from the fall on Foyle Fisherman. They take the next, and over it, Docklands Express is the one that makes the mistake, and it's Sabin DuLoir leading. And Desert Orchid on the inside, pressed by a lot of horses, and Remittance man's going up on the outside to take second, and Des is back into fourth now, because Docklands Express has gone through into third, and then Toby Tobias, and they begin the turn towards the back stretch, and Sabin DuLoir stretching the field, and Desert Orchid given a bit of a breather there, perhaps, but is in behind horses now, and has got 5 in front of him as they turn down the back straight, and they're all good horses too. Mark you, got a Cheltenham Gold Cup winner behind him, that's Norton's Coin, and they level up down towards the 13th, and Sabin DuLoir leading from Remittance man, and Desert Orchid saves ground on the inside, then the fellow on the outer, followed by Toby Tobias, who's bang there, and here Sabin DuLoir leads, but it's Remittance man now, coming through on the inside, Docklands Express, Desert Orchid on the inside, the fellow wide, Toby Tobias and Norton's Coin. This is the last ditch, this is the 14th, and it's Sabin DuLoir leading, but they're all tightly packed, and Desert Orchid is being ridden along. The old greys having to work hard to hold a position, and Sabin DuLoir is leading from Remittance man in second, and then Docklands Express, a bold leap by him. But look at this, Remittance man fires to the front, and they've got 4 to jump, and it's Remittance man in the lead. Sabin DuLoir is giving no inches and comes through to take him, and Desert Orchid's back in 6th place now, getting reminders, and I'm afraid to say he's got a lot to do, but they start the turn into the home straight, and Sabin DuLoir is going on on from Remittance Man. Remittance Man going for the straight 8. Back in third is Docklands Express, and then Toby Tobias, then the fellow, then Norton's Coin, and last is Desert Orchid. Heavy the head that wears the crown, they turn for home, and it's Remittance Man the leader from Sabin into unknown territory for winning distances. Docklands Express is third, Remittance Man meets it well, and Sabin falls, and Desert Orchid is a faller. 3 out, but the horse is okay. They're on their feet, both of them. They've got 2 to jump, and they're at the last. And Remittance Man and the fellow in the red jacket and Docklands Express between the 2. Desert Orchid in disgrace, having fallen 3 out, but they come down towards the final fence, and it's the French horse, the fellow, that's come to take it. The fellow leaped it at the last from Docklands Express on the inside. Remittance Man staying on one in third, but the fellow is going to take it, and at the line, it's the fellow who wins. The fellow takes the King George VI Frank chase from Docklands Express second, Remittance Man third, Toby Tobias fourth, and a big gap to Norton's Coin fifth. Peter Scudamore on the ground. Desert Orchid's okay, and look and listen to the crowd giving Desert Orchid an incredible round of applause for actually coming home safe and sound, and you can breathe again. A sad sight in so many ways, but I do believe, and surely your eyes showed you, that as Peter Scudamore gets to his feet, having fallen on Sabin, and there is Richard Dunwoody, head bowed. I'm afraid he's a bit bruised too. But so sad that those 2 good horses and the top jockeys in the race should go out at the final fence. Don't take anything away, though, from this, the winner of the King George VI rank chase, number 8, the fellow, in the colours of the Marquise de Moratala, trained in France by Francois Doumen, 10-to-1 shot, written by Adam Kondrat. The team, the Francois Doumen team, successful with Uppsala. They've taken the race again with the fellow. And we can see now, as they came down towards the third last, the race unfolding.
Remittance Man had just taken the lead around the last bend. Sabin DuLoir was struggling to keep his place, and in fact had got back up the inside before he fell, but he was struggling to keep his place, and of course, as it turned out, and as we know now, the first 2 home, and particularly this brilliant young French horse, the fellow, were poised to strike behind all what we thought were the principals. And this young Frenchman, he's 24 years old, Adam Kondrat, he's high 3rd or 4th in the French jumping jockeys table.